Hello, Facebook friends. It's really dark. Try to fix my light here. Bear with me. I don't know. It's just really dark looking. Whoa. Sorry. Whoa. Hey, Ryan. How are y'all? Shaking, moving all over the place. Bear with me here. I'm trying not to make y'all seasick. Trying to get my camera straight. It's not really. You see Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it just a minute or so while I get my camera straight to wait for a couple more people to come on.
I wonder who this is.
I don't know.
It doesn't say that they're watching.
I don't know. It doesn't tell me. When you log on, say hey. I have the little sidekick Sid with me tonight. Who is that? Ain't Shelly. Can y'all see me okay? It seems like it's really dark. At least I feel like I'm looking, it's really dark. Hey, Cindy. It's Miss Cindy.
Hello.
How are y'all tonight? Alright, I got 3 people, so in an effort not to waste y'all's time, and so I'll always be available for replay. But if you see the little live box, hey Joy! If you see the little live box above our heads, turn off the lamp, see if that helps. No, I think that makes it worse. Live box above our heads. Hey Becky, yes, Joy, welcome. So glad you can make it live. Live box above our head before I get sidetracked yet again means we're live. If it's not there, then that means you're watching on a replay. The one behind you. Turn off that lamp. That means you're watching on a replay. You can still feel free to comment below, and I will. Oh, look at that, Shelly. You
rock.
Brilliant. And I will respond to your comment. Otherwise, I'm gonna get started. So tonight is all about money saving tips and tricks to make your skincare and beauty products last longer so you can get the most bang for your buck. So I always do a little research before I do my videos, and when I was looking at some stuff today, I kind of stumbled upon some somewhat staggering statistics, I guess. And there was a survey done last year, 2017 survey by skinstore.com, that says the average American woman uses 16 skincare and cosmetic products every day. And I'm like, there's no way I use that many. And then I start thinking about it, and I mean, I guess if they count every single product that we use, okay, yeah, it sounds crazy when you think of it that way. But with those 16 skincare and cosmetic products that she uses every day, that same woman will spend upwards of $300,000 on skincare in her lifetime. Absolutely crazy. And I know it can get costly. You can totally believe that. And it's crazy. I guess I never thought of it, but when, you know, Lord knows, every time I walk into Sephora and they tell me the total, I can certainly believe that when I go to Sephora. So I want to show y'all just some little tips and tricks I've learned along the way on ways we can make your products last longer, and you can get the most bang for your buck out of whatever products it is that you choose to buy and use. Some of the things are just kind of, it's kind of like, why didn't I think of that kind of stuff? So, but some of the things we can, you know, do that you don't even think about. Check your diet. If your diet, you know, if your skin, nothing is working on your skin, your diet may be the simplest fix for you and pretty cost effective too. If you can change, I know some people have, issues with dairy or certain ingredients, and that can clear your skin up, well then, your problem is solved. Otherwise, you may just keep buying product after product after product and just end up with all these things that you think don't work. And it may be as simple as cleaning up your diet. And then obviously like staying hydrated. That's an easy, simple, free fix. So just, keep hydrated, keep your skin nice and plump and firm. And it doesn't have, like I have these lines in my forehead. It helps fill those lines because if your skin is plump, then you won't have the deep indentions in your lines and wrinkles. Another thing that some people, I know we all kind of have our swear by go-to brands that we use for everything. I know I have certain products that I have to have a certain brand of. But one, if you're looking for a cost-effective way to kind of maybe save some money, if there's a certain drugstore product that you use, and by drugstore brands, I mean Aveeno, Oil of Olay, Neutrogena, those types of products. If you're in the aisle at Walmart or CVS or Walgreens or wherever it is you shop, Target, there are also store brands that are pretty comparable. So when you're looking at that brand and you pick up, whatever type of Neutrogena face wash, also look and see maybe what the Walmart brand or the Target brand is. And if they have the same active ingredients and the same, pretty what as far as ingredients go, then you might as well save a couple bucks and buy the cheaper brand. And I know sometimes that's kind of hard for all of us to do if we have this go-to brands that we know and love. And sometimes I know that, there are certain things, Dallas kind of laughs at me, but, if he goes shopping and he'll get like a Walmart brand of whatever, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. We don't buy that. And that's with anything. There are just certain things I have to have a certain brand of. But that's one way that you can save a few bucks. Another thing that I don't even remember how I stumbled upon it. But if you Google or look at like some of the beauty blogs or some of the YouTubers that do beauty blogs or beauty vlogs, you can Google, and I think the word is dupe, but pardon me if that's incorrect. Basically, it's a replacement, a cheaper replacement that you can find at a drugstore for one of the higher cost, higher end makeup or skincare products. So like one of my favorite, and I'm not going to name names or brands, one of my very favorite brands that I purchased at Sephora, that is a bronzer and a blush compact.
Oh, I know what it is.
There is exact same thing in the, and I don't know if it's ELF or ELF brand that I can get, that brand at Target, Walmart, wherever for less than $10, whereas this other brand that I like from Sephora is more like $42. So you can typically find, it may not be an exact perfect match, but for the most part, it's pretty close. And to save $32, I think I can, I can kind of get past some of those little minute issues that might be a little bit different. But for the most part, I use it all the time, and it's the same exact thing. Another thing is to make sure you find the right products for you. Yes, primers help a lot. Another thing is to make sure you find the right products for you. Just because your best friend appears to have the same oily skin that you do does not mean y'all's skin is the same. Just because you both have oily skin, different things work for different people. When I was battling with my acne, I tried everything from Walmart, Target, and whatever other drugstore I could find. I went to a dermatologist. Nothing worked for me. I finally found something that worked for me. Now, does that mean that all these other things at the drugstore or from a dermatologist don't work for anybody? Absolutely not. We're all completely different. So just because you and your best friend both have oily skin and you think y'all are the same, y'all aren't. So do your research. Talk to people that, I won't say experts, but maybe if you have a doctor or an esthetician, or like I have a cousin that works at Sephora, and so I really value her opinion and thoughts on cosmetics and skincare. Talk to someone that's a little more in the know than you are. Get their thoughts, their input, their help, and they can provide you with a lot more information if you're just going into their blind and going, okay, I have oily skin, let me buy that. And another thing I think is really helpful, now I don't know everyone's return policy. My cousin is Christy Shuey. She is my absolute go-to when it comes to, I literally will text her before I walk into Sephora and say, let me know when you're working, because I only trust her opinion. And she will help me find the exact makeup I need. If I go in there, I know that she'll help me get exactly what I need. And 9 times out of 10, she gives me honest truth and I have no problem. So, love her to death. Cindy, if you go to Sephora, tell her I sent you. But another good thing is we all, I think, until recently, I no longer have it, but we all have that skincare or cosmetic graveyard, so to speak, where it's all these products that we've used and tried, and it might break you out because of this or that. Yeah, Cindy, I'll text you her name. Or it didn't do maybe what it was promised for you and for your skin. So then what you can do, thanks, Michelle. So what you can do, a lot of places have some really awesome return policies, and Sephora is one of them, I swear by. Sephora will take any product back if you don't like it for whatever reason. In fact, today I went and returned a lip stain. I was trying to replace a lipstick that I had gotten at Sephora, and I couldn't find it. They had discontinued the product that I loved so much. So we were trying to match it up with something, couldn't find a good match, and then we found a great color match, but the product itself was not a good match. And it was the one I ended up purchasing that I returned today was a lip stain, and I did not like it at all. So I returned it and just exchanged it out for something else, and it was like no questions asked, they took it back. So that's a really good way to, if you use something and for whatever reason you don't like it or it doesn't work for you or it doesn't work for your skin or it breaks you out, just return it and they will take it back gladly. My company also has a 60-day money-back guarantee. If you use products and they don't work for you, you don't like them, they irritate your skin, whatever the case may be, they will take it back, no questions asked, even if the bottles are empty. So a company that has a really good return policy is also very beneficial. So you're not just throwing your money away trying product after product after product. If something doesn't work, return it and try something else and just go from there until you find what works for you. Next thing that I really like and swear by is multitasking products. This can be anything from a wash that can double as a mask or even triple duty as a scrub or exfoliant. You can also, a lot of times, daytime moisturizers will also have an SPF in them. So you don't have to use 2 different products. You can have that one daytime moisturizer that already has that sunscreen in it for daytime use. Put it on and it's like you've got the 2 products on. So that's a really great money saving tip right there. You can get 2 products in one. And then as far as washes, we have one that it's a clay based wash and it's got little granules in it, so you kind of exfoliate, so you can use it as an exfoliant, you can use it just as your wash, or you can even put it on your face. I posted a picture of me, Dallas, and Sid this weekend, I think.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We all had it on our face. And we just kind of, it gets tight. And we just laid in bed and watched TV and let it dry on our face and sat with it for about 10 or 15 minutes and then washed it off. So we all had a mask, and that was from the very same product that can also be used for other things. So multitasking products are a great way to save money and really get multiple uses from one thing. Another tip, sorry, Sid, is to use less product. A lot of people, sometimes when they have, when they walk into Sephora or even with some of our products, they'll look at them and they go, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. Cindy, I'll text you that in just a second. It's so expensive. I'm not going to pay that much money. Why would you spend that much money on skincare? Well, here's the thing. If you're buying good quality products, skincare or cosmetic products, they are highly either, in cosmetics. I know like a lot of blushes or eyeshadows are more pigmented than CoverGirl, Maybelline, and those that you would get at a drugstore. If, you're using a more, like dermatological grade product for your skincare, they're gonna be more concentrated. So it is required to use hardly any of what a lot of people think that they need to use for their skin. I have a little demo here. You want to hold it? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. That I did here, and it's all the words are gonna be backwards. But this is a penny in the middle, so y'all can see the size that everything would be. So right here we have the cleanser or mask. It's not easy. Yep, you only get one face. Take care of it. This one right here, you can see it's probably about the size, maybe a little bit smaller than a dime. Hey, Brienne. And literally that is all you need. It doesn't require a lot. It will go a long way. Right here we have any treatments. Now, some of the regimens we have, there's various treatments. Some of them are even pre-portioned. Put that for me. We have some that are pre-portioned into like, it's so tiny, little capsules. We have a few products like that that are pre-portioned in the capsules. And then there are some that are even like pre-measured with a dropper. So you're limited to however much is in there, and that's the appropriate amount. I mean, and if you look at how tiny these little capsules are, that's all you need for your entire face. So that's about the size of what you would need for a treatment. Then your moisturizer and SPF, you can see it's about the same size as your cleanser and mask would be. And then lastly, and this is the most tiny little dot, the eye cream. Y'all, you barely need any of this eye cream. I literally just pat my finger on top, dab it around my orbital bone, and that's it. So I mean, and that may even be pushing it with how much. Like I struggled. I actually used lotion because I didn't want to waste my good products on a paper plate. So I struggle with how much to use for eye cream because it's so little. You don't need a lot. Our products are very concentrated, so they last a long time. And that's the same thing, the higher dollar products or the more, dermatological grade products are going to be more concentrated, so you'll use less product. The products will last you longer. So don't be alarmed when you see that price of, oh my gosh, $40 for a wash. There's a reason for it, because it'll last you 2+ months, as opposed to if you, yeah, you're right, Trixie. That eye cream can last, our particular eye cream can last 4.5 months. I mean, you barely use any of it. So that's all of that. Now we have an, let's see, nope, I'm gonna get to the other one later. Bear with me, I'm going through my little notes here. Share the pic you sent me with the, oh yeah, I'll post that up, too, Cindy. So, and I actually forgot them in my purse, but, another great tip is to, when your products appear to be empty, they're not, like you have like, something with a little, we'll get to that. Give me just a second. When you have something that has like a tube, like say Windex, and you're spraying it, well, that tube doesn't go all the way to the bottom. So you still have what looks like Windex on the bottom of that bottle. Same thing for all of our products. My foundation has a pump, so it's got a little tube, and that tube doesn't go all the way and get all of that out. So what you can do, a great thing, and I actually went on a hunt for them today, and I could not find them locally, and I know I've bought them. They're these little tiny spatulas. And when I say little tiny, they're about the size of my pinky, and they have a little flat head on them. It looks like a little baby pancake spatula. And so it will allow you to scrape inside those bottles or tubes or whatever it is you need to get the extra product out of. It'll let you scrape in there, and you'll be amazed at how much you have been throwing away. It's ridiculous the amount that we can't get out. And just as something as simple, I know you can get them on, you can buy like a pack of 100 was like $6 on Amazon. But I swore I bought them at Sally's before, but I went by Sally's today and they said they no longer carry them. So that's one great way to get some extra product out. Another thing we do, you want to do it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can see here, this is one of my washes. It's all squished. There is literally like nothing else, okay? Nothing would come out. And look, I let air into it now, so now it's probably going to shoot out at me, but nothing more will come out of here. So what we do is cut it about right there by the L. You can just take some scissors and cut straight across the top. There you go.
And it might be kind of hard.
And look, now this one's been sitting for a little while because I was saving it, but there is still tons of product left in there. I mean, that's probably at least a week worth of twice a day uses, at least. So then what you do is once you have it cut, you can use the top part that is open and you can use it as a little lid. You just kind of pinch it and you just put it over the top, squish it down, and you have a little mini version. You can even put this in like a Ziploc bag. It'll save it from the air getting into it if there's any holes, in any gaps. I never have put it in a Ziploc bag, and I haven't had any problems with it drying out, but I know a lot of people, it might depend on whatever wash you use. So if you just drop it in a Ziploc bag, it might save it a little bit longer. Another tip is to make sure when you're using your products, whether it's cosmetic or skincare, that you're using the right application tool. Whether it is, you know, your foundation, whether you use a brush or, you good? Thank you. The brush or some other method, or what I'm about to show y'all is like for toner. Now I just have, for the purposes of the demonstration, this is just water that I've dyed green because I wasn't going to waste my toner. But this goes for toner, maybe eye makeup remover, anything that's of a liquid consistency. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use this little syringe to show y'all how much I put in the syringe so it's measured. Bear with me here while I do my little science experiment. Oop. Let's see, fill it out a little bit more. Okay. So right now, I don't know if y'all can see this. I got right at 1 milliliter in here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, oops, I just made a mess. What I'm going to do for, like I said, for the liquid products like this, that would be some of your eye makeup removers and toners, most of us use a cotton ball. That's what we all have. That's what most of us use, and I used it for a long time. But to save, there are these little, hold on, Sid. There are these little gauze pads. Now, my company has them, and I actually prefer the ones we have. I ran out and failed to order some more. So I got these in a pinch at Walmart in the first aid aisle. They're okay. These fall apart. They're not the greatest, but they serve the purpose to save my toner, and I will show you why in just a second. So I have this at, like I said, the 1 milliliter. And I'm going to put the amount that I would use. I'm going to make a mess. I'm waiting for it. Okay. I don't know. Yep, you can see the green. Okay, this is completely enough for your whole face after you've washed. This is for the purposes of toner. Okay? According to this, I don't even think I used half. You can see. Yeah. I don't even think I used half of the 1 milliliter. And this is completely enough. So now what I'm going to do is take a cotton ball and put the same amount on there. And you'll be able to see. It's probably about the same. Yeah. Now, look at this cotton ball. And look at the amount you see on the cotton ball versus what you see on the gauze. What happens with the cotton ball is it absorbs it all. So this cotton ball has it going all the way through the middle, when all you're going to be able to use is this little tiny part right here. On the, ooh, it's coming apart. On the gauze pad, you'll be able to use that whole surface area because it didn't absorb all that liquid. So by using it this way versus this way, you would have had to put a whole lot more. See, this is what's remaining right now in the syringe. I would have to put at least what was left
To make it.
make it equal to this, to where I would get the correct usage out of it. So using gauze pads will save you a lot of product. You will use a whole lot less product using a gauze pad versus a cotton, either a cotton ball, or even those little cotton squares tend to absorb a lot of liquid. So that's another little tip, that it'll save you some product in the long run, and you won't go through your product nearly as fast as if you just used a cotton ball or something more absorbent.
Or if you cut it into like fours.
Yes.
So,
you want to tell them how to do that?
Yeah, I'll just take this.
Okay. I don't think there's an open one. Another thing, hey Tiff! Another thing we like to do is whether it's, you can get many more uses out of one gauze pad. For these particular gauze pads, we can cut them into fourths. So we cut them this way, and then we cut them again this way. And that was the size that I showed you just a second ago. This one right here. The ones that my company has, we actually just cut in half, and they last longer. You got them, babe?
Yeah, I might.
They last longer. Like I said, I find these just kind of almost shred apart when you use them. The other ones tend to hold together much better than these do. But these I just bought in a pinch. They were cheap and obviously not made for use on your skin, or at least, you know, the way I'm using them. So from one of these from Walmart, we can get 4 of them. The ones from my company, you can get 2 out of each one. So it just kind of depends. And you can, of course, you can certainly use just one at a time if you wanted to. Again, we just like to save a little money. All right. The next thing along the same lines of making sure you're using the right applicators is when you're using your makeup, when you're putting on your makeup, make sure you're using a correct applicator. Because if you're not, just like the cotton ball I just showed you, if you're using some sort of sponge, it could just be soaking up that makeup. And so you're going to be using much more makeup because most of what you're putting on that sponge is going into the sponge. So a great thing, and I just started using these. This is a beauty blender. They have them in every color and shape and size and
in Walmart.
All kinds of different things. You can find them anywhere, Walmart, Sephora, Ulta, Target, CVS, wherever. What you want to do when you use these, can you put this back on the tray for me, please? Mm-hmm. When you use one of these, you want to wet it, and what I usually do is I wet it and kind of squeeze it to make sure I really soak up water into it, and then I take it in my bath towel and I squeeze it. And so that way I get all the excess water out of it, and I'm just left with a damp, hey Alex, I'm just left with a damp blender. From there, you can just blend on your makeup, and I've noticed I only really use it for my concealer, but wherever I put my concealer, like before, it was like I was using a sponge, and it was like it wasn't even doing anything. I kept having to layer on the concealer because no matter how much I put on, it was like I was wiping it off. With this, just the way I kind of like pat and roll it, it just stays on my face, and it works really well with blending, and you don't have harsh lines. You can also use it for your foundation or bronzer. You can use it for all kinds of things, and it really helps to not absorb the your foundation or whatever product you're using with it. It won't absorb it nearly like a sponge. And obviously also another applicator you can use for foundation that is really good and doesn't absorb as much is a foundation brush. And again, it doesn't absorb anything, so what you put on there is actually what you're going to be applying to your face and what you'll actually use, not what's going into a sponge and you'll ultimately throw away at the end. Other than that, that's all I got. Please repost how to use it. Okay, so I will. I'm certainly not an expert. Like I said, I just started, and a little bit of a confession. I knew I was supposed to dampen it, but I texted my cousin that works at Sephora, Christy, and I'm like, okay, so I don't really know if I'm even using it right. So can you help me out, because I don't know how to do this. So she texted me some directions on how to do it properly, and you know, she verified or confirmed that it will in fact reduce the amount of makeup that you use. So I think tomorrow I might try it with my foundation and see how I like it using my foundation with it. That's all I have for my money saving tips tonight. If you have any comments, Sid wants to show y'all Mr. Potato Head. if y'all have any money saving tips or tricks or things y'all like to do to try to get the most. You've been doing it wrong for years. Hey, girl, me too. Me too. I learn something new every single day. But if there's any tips and tricks that you have that you like to save money, just drop them in the comments below and I will be more than happy to read them because I am certainly always open to ways to save money because, hey, I'm not a millionaire. Look, she said, Sid, you're so awesome.
Why?
Because you are. So any chance I can save a little money on my skincare and foundation and makeup, it's definitely worth it because you can definitely spend some money. Otherwise, if y'all have any questions or something y'all would like to see in a future video, please let me know. I would love to hear from you. And as always, if you need help with your skin and you would like some assistance and some recommendations on how to get the best skin that you were born with, I would love to help you out. Feel free to post a comment below or drop me a private message and I would love to help you. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye!